and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, here with your readings for November the 11th through November the 17th. If you're new, welcome. I really hope you enjoy these readings and that you'll come back. And if you are returning, thank you so much for your loyalty and your support. I really appreciate you. Thank you for your likes, comments, shares, and for all the new subscribers too. Now, these are general readings, guys. They are for the collective. So please take what resonates and leave the rest. They come in 3 sections. The intro, which is this, the astrological report, and then the tarot reading. And there are timestamps below in the show more section. If you have a phone, it's a little arrow pointing down, click on that and all the information is in there. It's also for your sun, moon and rising, so you will find the links to the other videos in that section too. So listen, as I said before, it's for the collective, these readings. So if you would like a more tailored, in-depth, personalized reading, please click on this link here, which will take you to my website and you can look at the kind of readings that I offer. What else? Yes, I have a Facebook group, guys, and that Facebook group, it's a private group. You have to ask to be to get in, to be included, and that link is below too. Now, in that Facebook group, it's a really positive environment. People post positive things, and then every 2 weeks I do a live feed specifically for my Facebook group, and in that it correlates every 2 weeks. It correlates with the new moon and the full moon, and we look at how anybody who attends the live feed, we look at their horoscope and how they're receiving the energies from the new moon or the full moon respectively. And I also have tarot cards on hand and I answer questions. We hang out for about an hour and we really enjoy ourselves. So if you would like that, this link to that will be below also, so check that out. And another way to support this channel and my creative content is through Patreon. So you can click on that just to check out my Patreon page. I do post things on Patreon that I don't post anywhere else. And I want to take this opportunity to really thank my patrons. Thank you so much. You really help me out. So I really appreciate you. Now, what else? Yes, let's go to the astrology report, shall we? Hello and welcome to the astrology section of your reading for November the 11th through November the 17th. And wow, that's all I can say. Listen, the full moon in Taurus on Tuesday is only the tip of the iceberg. We have all this dynamic celestial sky this week. Some really wonderful aspects are happening this week. Now, I'll start with some of the exact aspects and when they're happening, and then I'll go on to what's going on with the full moon. So Monday, November the 11th, the sun is conjunct Mercury. That means it's right next to Mercury, right? Very close. Tuesday, we have the full moon in Taurus, and we have Mars sextile Jupiter. That's a beautiful harmonious aspect going on there. Wednesday the 13th, we have Mercury trine Neptune. That's also a lovely harmonious connection between the two planets. And Thursday, November the 14th, Venus is square Neptune. That is a challenging aspect. We also have other energies and aspects that are moving into place or moving out of place. So they all play a role actually in the celestial sky. So let's start with the full moon in Taurus, shall we? The full moon, as most of you know, is when the moon is opposite the sun, and it's actually the sun's reflection that illuminates the moon. So with the moon in Taurus, and that means with the moon in Taurus, the sun is in Scorpio because they're opposite each other on the wheel, right, in the chart. The moon is exalted in Taurus, which means that it can express itself fully. So the moon is nurturing, magnetic, feminine. And in Taurus, the moon is good-natured, generous, and loyal. There's a tendency for being emotionally connected to one's values and material possessions, and a strong need for security, right? Material security. At the same time as this full moon, the moon is in a harmonious aspect to Pluto. Now, this creates an energy of sensitivity and intense emotional feelings. It's a being absorbed with interpersonal relationships, of being coveted over one's emotions and feelings. We want to kind of hide that. We don't want that out in the open. At the same time, I am displaying the chart of the full moon, so maybe you can follow along with some of the things that I'm saying, and you can get a picture of what's going on too. For those of you who understand charts. Now, so it brings in intuition and psychic ability. The moon's relationship with Pluto, and it can give you a strong look. It's being able to read people and recognize inauthenticity. We can see through people. We know when someone's not being authentic. And it can give you a strong will and focus to accomplish goals with which to manifest your dreams. This is like a dream creating full moon, right? We can create our dreams. We can manifest our dreams. We can make them real. It can also bring up control issues. So we need to be mindful of the urge to control situations and or people. It can be expressed through us being a bit bossy, perhaps, during this transit. It is also worth mentioning that the moon at the same time is kind of in a loose, harmonious aspect with Neptune, which further enhances our psychic and intuitive abilities. It can also give us a really deep appreciation for music, art, and nature. We also need to be mindful not to sacrifice ourselves for others, and keep a firm grip on reality, because Neptune can skew our perceptions of what's really going on. However, Saturn is connecting harmoniously to Neptune and to the moon, so there is some structure and discipline to bring ideas into tangible creations. So we just want to make sure that we're not compromising ourselves for others. And if we focus on our creativity, we can really bring things to life. Now, the sun in Scorpio is right next to Mercury, which brings in creative thinking and energetic communication with a bigger picture view. So because Mercury is still in retrograde, there can be some misunderstandings, but they can easily be rectified because of all these positive, wonderful aspects that are going on. Now, the Sun and Mercury have also have a harmonious connection to Pluto and Saturn, somewhat to a bit lesser of a degree, which brings in the need to be recognized for one's accomplishments, for being in the spotlight. And the concentration is on speech and communications, yet again. So this sets the stage for shrewdness in business and negotiations. Now, that's a wonderful aspect. And then listen, that's not all. The Sun and Mercury are also harmoniously connected to Neptune, bringing in creative and visionary talents. So it's amazing for literary accomplishments, particularly writing, fantasy, poetry, or even in the visual arts. Any creative project will, take off and will really work. So now also, I'm finished yet, guys. Mars is sextile Jupiter. Now, this is a wonderful, confident energy, abundant energy. It's like we're energized, right? Feeling really excited and confident about ourselves and, really good luck in materialism with a penchant for higher learning or spiritual studies in alignment, perhaps. And long distance travel is also on the table with this aspect. Perhaps you're going on a long trip or you're planning one. You may be contemplating a spiritual retreat even in a remote location. So an optimistic nature with a love of freedom and independence is the underlying beautiful energy of that aspect. Now, then on Thursday, we move into Venus square Neptune, but all these aspects are kind of happening all week simultaneously, right? So it's kind of a big mishmash. You have to kind of choose you have the power to choose your energy and how you want to direct it. Now, Venus is square Neptune, and that's a challenging aspect. It brings in issues of self-esteem, confidence, and insecurities. So if you have a poor self-image during this transit, you may have a distorted view of your partner or your date if it's a new, or, your acquaintance if it's a new relationship. You may see relationships in an odd way. Perhaps you have an idealistic romantic storybook vision of relationships, which can lead you to ignore red flags when you meet someone new. You could get taken advantage of, become a doormat in a relationship. If the relationship is rocky already, if it's on firm ground, I think you'll be able to move through this aspect pretty unscathed. But if it's new and it's a bit rocky, then, you could kind of, become the doormat, or worse, allow inappropriate behavior in some way. It's important to practice acceptance and the love of oneself during this time, and I would look at this aspect also creates a heightened need for love and affection. So I would resist the urge to commit or to trust someone until after this transit. Focus instead on building self-esteem and self-respect and confidence. All right, guys. So I told you that's like major this week, right? So without further ado, let's go to your tarot reading, shall we? Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your reading for November the 11th through the 17th. Oh my God, I can't believe it's getting so late. Okay, this is for Taurus. For Taurus, what wonderful gifts, guidance. Oh, wrong way. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Taurus for this coming week, November the 11th through the 17th? Lovely. Okay, 3 cards for Taurus, please. 3 cards for Taurus. Wonderful. 2 more cards for Taurus. Oh, 1 more card for Taurus, please. Make sure that's yes. Lovely. 1 more card for Taurus, please. There's crossover here. Oh, there it is. Lovely. Okay. These are clarifying cards for Taurus. Clarifying cards for Taurus. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Taurus for this coming week? Okay. Please clarify. Thank you. please clarify. Oh, there you go. And please clarify. Oh, too many came out there. There it is. Oh, well, there is definitely crossover in this reading. So check out, well, with Aries, you're the second reading. So there's 2 cards that came up in your reading that came up in Aries. So let us take a look at your card, shall we, Taurus? Okay. The first card up for you is the 4 of Wands, clarified by the Moon. The second card is the Lover's card, clarified by the Ace of Wands. And then you have the 3 of Pentacles, clarified by the 10 of Pentacles. Where are we? Yes. Okay. So, Taurus, the first card out for you is the 4 of Wands. This came up in Aries reading too. I think it was their first card as well. This signifies, look, it's like happy families. It can be a reunion with someone or coming home. But this can also be, and I see there's a dragonfly, which is abundance and good luck, good fortune. So what I see here, Taurus, is the completion of something that you are proud of, something you've accomplished that is, it's a solid foundation from which you can jump right into something. You've laid the groundwork for something that can take off and you're really proud of it. It is something to celebrate over. And you've got the Moon clarifying it. You know, this full moon in Taurus, guys, in your sign. And the Moon is exalted in your sign. So this is, you've got this magnetic personality. It's like people are attracted to you. It's very fortunate. It's very, it's the potential to attract helpful and loving people into your life, right? And you're so magnanimous and generous during this time. And the next card out is the Lover's card. I feel that you might meet someone new. You might meet a potential lover during this time. And look, you've got the Ace of Wands. So I feel that this is you could meet someone quite interesting, and it is a lovely start. Look, this is passionate. The Wands are an opportunity. It's a spark. So somebody kind of lights a little spark in your heart, Taurus. Somebody kind of gets your butterflies going in your tummy. It's like an exciting exchange of energy with someone. I will say be careful because of Venus square, is it Neptune, is it? I keep forgetting that aspect, it's crazy. Yes, Venus square Neptune. I'm going to burn that into my brain on Thursday. So if you do meet someone new, don't get swept away in the euphoria of it. Stay grounded. You are an earth sign, Taurus, so you have that ability to stay grounded. Remember, come back. Don't commit to something new. Allow it to play out, because during this time you can have the tendency not to see, kind of red flags, that kind of thing. So you want to really take your time, but enjoy it nonetheless. Just don't commit or completely trust someone during this until this transit's over, and then you can. And the next card is the 3 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Pentacles is about. It's about, look, it can be about higher learning, which, this is really focusing and studying and becoming an expert. It is creating somebody. It's being a team player. It's kind of really keeping the focus on creating something wonderful, which is the total energy, right? But at the same time, you have to be very careful not to take on too much, because you've got the 10 of Wands clarifying the 3 of Pentacles. Now, the 3 of Pentacles is, creative energy, working with people, other people having different, they could have different talents, and you're coming together and creating something wonderful. Whatever it is, it's like you focusing on learning whatever you can, giving your craft or your profession or your career the attention and the energy that it deserves, right? Always being the student and always being the teacher. But with the 10 of Wands, there is a tendency to take on too much, to say, yes, I can do it. And at the time, you really believe you can do it. You're not lying. You might be lying to yourself, a little denial there, because it's one of those times where it's impossible to follow through with what you have promised or, agreed to. So it's one of these times that you have to really kind of face the music. You may have to call someone up and say, look, at the time I really thought I could deliver on this, but in reality, something's come up. I can't, Mercury's retrograde. I can't do it. I hope that, I hope you can find someone else that, that can help you. Or if not, if you could just, give me some more time and I'll get that to you. But definitely ask for help during this time. So I feel that you can't do this alone, right? You need someone in your corner. You need help. You need to partner with someone who can bring something to the table that can help you progress and move forward. I think it's really important for you to understand that you can't do this alone. Know your limitations, right? Drop some of that baggage, drop that heavy weight, delegate some of those responsibilities. You can't do it alone, darling. You can't. Ask for help. Work with someone. Taurus, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it with friends, family, neighbors, co-workers, social media. Comment. I love to comment, and I love to answer comments and I accept feedback. And guys, please help me. I am almost at 10k. That's my goal. Help me get over 10k. I'd really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week.